So let's say that you are looking for a high limit credit card, right? And you just want to have a credit card that pulls TransUnion. The question is, have you thought about your Experian? Have you thought about your Equifax? Because even though a credit card, let's say a credit union or a regular bank pulls TransUnion for a credit card, you still want to make sure that your other credit reports are kind of accurate, right? But the first thing you need to do is to check your credit scores. So my question to you is right now, when was the last time you checked your credit score? When was the last time you checked your credit reports? Okay, a lot of folks, they check their credit reports every quarter, every 6 months, every year. Some people even never check their credit reports until they are about to apply for a loan, a credit card, or what have you. And this is really a bad strategy to have. You know, people telling you got to manage your money, you got to know how to use your cash, but checking your credit score should also be part of the strategy you got to have. And those are things you got to do constantly. Okay, so you got to check your credit score. And the cool thing is you don't have to pay for it. You know, people talking to you, like if anybody's telling you, hey, listen, I want you to pay me $25 or $50, and I'll just give you your credit score. I just want you to run as fast away from that person as possible, because they're just trying to scam you. Okay, you can just go on a website called annualcreditreport.com, and that website allows you to check your credit reports for free. As a matter of fact, you can check your TransUnion, you can check your Equifax, you can check your Experian credit scores and reports for free. The only thing is, you only are legally entitled to one free credit report and score once a year, or whenever you apply for a credit card or loan and you get denied, then you are legally entitled to a copy of your credit report. So bottom line is, if you want to get a personal credit card with a high limit that pulls from TransUnion, make sure that you check your TransUnion primarily, but please also check the other two credit reports to make sure that there are no some kind of sneaky errors that are on the other credit reports, but they are not on the TransUnion. See, all those things are correlated, right? So there's a correlation between all the credit reports. So even though you are primarily checking TransUnion, you want to make sure that the other two are also clean. The second thing I want you to do right now is to improve your credit score. See, the whole thing here is that, and see, when we talk about improving your credit score, again, we want to focus on TransUnion. You know, this is kind of important. This is so important that even the Wall Street Journal, in a recent article, was talking about the importance of constantly working on your credit score. You don't have to work on your credit score simply because you were trying to get a credit card, or your family is preparing for a mortgage and whatnot. No, this has to be part of the financial discipline you have every single day. Like, if you want to charge something on a credit card, ask yourself, is this going to increase or decrease my credit score, my TransUnion credit score, my Equifax credit score? Okay, what are the implications? Like, I want to charge $100 because I need to buy this a new dress and whatnot. Okay, is this going to increase my credit utilization ratio or decrease it? As a matter of fact, am I at 25% or 35%? Where you at? I'm talking to you. This is really important. Hey, by the way, I totally forgot. Welcome back to the show. Really appreciate having you here. It's just wonderful. We're having a quick conversation about how to get a personal credit card that pulls TransUnion, a very high limit at that. Okay, we're not looking for a small ass limit. We're looking for at least 5 digit. Okay, and so the whole thing here is that after checking your credit score, you got to have a strategy to improve your credit score. So my question to you, and you know, on this show we ask very specific questions. My questions to you is, what strategy do you have in place right now to improve your credit score? Talk to me about that. And listen, I'm not interested in half truths. I'm not interested in half answers. I'm not interested in you trying to razzle dazzle me. Talk to me specifically about your strategy to improve your credit score. Tell me the steps you have. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Like, this is what I plan on doing every day or every week or every month. This is what I have done in the past. This is what I plan to do in the future. You got to be specific, boss. Okay? So big decision time here. Big decision time. Let me ask you, what is your plan to improve your credit score? Where are you currently at right now in your credit score? What is your TransUnion credit score? What have you thought about in terms of improving your TransUnion credit score primarily, and secondarily, your Equifax and Experian? The third thing I want you to do here is to try to pre-qualify for a TransUnion credit card. This is so important because the whole thing is you are trying to get a TransUnion credit card, right? You're trying to get a high limit one. So you want to focus, you want to zero in on credit card that pulled TransUnion primarily. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a quick convo about how to acquire, how to get a high limit TransUnion credit card. And it doesn't matter whether you have bad credit, fair credit, good credit, excellent credit. You got to have a strategy. You need to have a formula so that whenever you apply for a TransUnion credit card, you get it. But see, the whole thing is you don't just apply right away. Please have mercy on your FICO score. Have mercy on your Vantage Score 3.0. Have mercy on your credit score in general. Which means what? You want to constantly look for pre-qualification. Whenever you can pre-qualify for a credit card, pre-qualify. Okay, this is going to help you in the long run because you're probably sitting you're probably sitting there thinking, well, if I check my credit score, if I get a hard pull, I'll probably lose 10, 15 points. Yeah, but you know what? 10, 15 points over 1 year. If you have like 10 hard pulls or 5 hard pulls, that's 75 to 150 points. That's a lot, especially if you have fair credit. That's really an important chunk of your credit score right now, right? So you got to save it. Okay, so you got to try to pre-qualify for a TransUnion credit card. So let me just share with you credit card issuers that pull TransUnion primarily. You have US Bank. You have Regions Bank. You have Huntington Bank, Santander, Navy Fed, Capital One, Fifth Third Bank, Connexus, Consumers Credit Union, BECU, Boeing Employees Credit Union. We have Alliance. We have Teachers FCU. We have Lake Michigan. So what I want you to do right now, let me give you the list once again. US Bank, Regions, Huntington, Santander, Navy Fed, Capital One, Fifth Third Bank, Connexus, Consumers, CCU, BECU, Alliant, Teachers, and Lake Michigan. It's really important to have. So what you want to do is you want to go on those, you want to pick your favorite financial institution. You go to their website and see if there is a pre-qualification, like a card pre-qualification link, and just apply. And see, just enter your info and see if you can pre-qualify for a credit card. Now, it's not just about you going on the website and just putting your info, whatever. You got to have, again, you need to think about the best way for you to improve your chances of approval, right? So whenever you apply for a credit card, and this is not us who are telling you this, you have the SBA, the Small Business Administration. You also have a lot of authorities in the country that are advising, like the CFPB, for example. They are saying, hey, listen, what you want to do if you want to improve your chances of approval anytime you apply for a credit card or loan, you need to actually look at 3 things. You got to look at your credit utilization ratio, your CUR. You have to look at your income versus your expenses. In other words, you got to look at your DTI. And you got to ask yourself, am I better off actually applying for this credit card as a primary card holder, or am I better off actually applying as an authorized user? Because the whole thing here is that people believe that you got to be 18 years, you got to be 18 necessarily to apply as an authorized user. No, you can be 25 years old or 30 years old and apply as an authorized user on somebody else's credit card. It's all about being humble in life. Okay, if you have a bad FICO score right now, in terms of like, if your TransUnion is really messed up, it doesn't matter if you're 50 years old. Humble yourself and trying to be an authorized user on somebody else's credit card, at least so that you can, so your TransUnion score, your FICO score, your Vantage score 3.0 can actually go up, at least temporarily. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that when we talk about improving your chances of approval, there are two things you can do yourself. So we're talking about your credit utilization ratio and your DTI. Those you are responsible. But there is a third element which doesn't come from you, which is being an authorized user on somebody else's credit card. Okay, so think about that. So right now, do you have anybody in your entourage who has a stronger credit score that you can actually maybe you can actually attach yourself to temporarily? This could be the solution that you are expecting, that you are looking for, by the way. Okay. And when we talk about getting a credit card that pulls TransUnion with a high limit no matter what, you got to be strategic. Okay, by the way, this is today's topic. Again, the topic is credit card that pulls, the personal credit cards that pull TransUnion. And when I talk about being strategic, I'm talking about asking yourself right now, the credit card that you are looking for, does the credit card help you in a specific way, shape, or form? What I'm trying to say here is that some people just like, yeah, I got an offer from Chase. I got a pre-qual offer from Truist. I got a pre-qual offer from US Bank. I got a pre-qual offer from PNC, and I want to apply with no thinking, no brainstorming. This is bad. This is really bad. Whenever you get a credit card pre-qual, I want you to sit down and ask yourself, does this card really help me? Like if I were to go ahead and apply, it doesn't matter whether the card pulls TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. The question is, does this card really help me? This is what I want to ask you right now. So you got to ask yourself whether you're looking for a 0% APR card, a card that offers you rewards, a card that offers you cash back. Are you looking for a co-branded credit card? Are you looking for a card that allows you to have to do a balance transfer? Those are things you got to think about. Okay, don't just jump on a credit card offer and not think through the whole process. Okay, and this is how you're going to increase your chances of getting a credit card that pulls TransUnion or Equifax or Experian. Strategy is really important. Think about the fact that, and again, it doesn't matter whether or not the card issuer is really prestigious. Like sometimes people will say, well, I got a pre-qual offer from Amex. There's no way I'm going to ignore that. Well, what if right now in your situation, American Express, you are not in the best situation to qualify for an American Express credit card? Because remember, those are pre-qual. Usually they have different criteria. Okay, different filters when selecting the targets. But once you really are interested in applying for real, when they start doing when they actually start digging, when they do the hard pull, you might not qualify anymore. This is why it's really important to discriminate when it comes to the cards you accept and those that you reject. Okay, this is really important. This is going to help you in the long run. The next thing I want you to do right now is to gather your paperwork. So you have checked your credit score, your TransUnion credit score primarily, and your Equifax and Experian afterwards. You have actually looked at ways to improve your credit score. And very importantly, you have actually tried to pre-qualify for a TransUnion credit card. You have looked at ways to improve your approval chances. Those are really important. This is the formula I'm just talking to you about. You try to be strategic. In other words, you're not actually, you're applying for credit sporadically so that you can preserve your credit score Those are really important element. Now, you need to gather your paperwork, okay? And as we have said on this show before, when it comes to applying for a credit card, if you can, I know a lot of folks just want to apply online. People want to apply online or in the mail or what have you. Yeah, if you can do it, oh, it's okay. But if you have the opportunity to go to a branch, it's always better in terms of the initial limits you get on a credit card, in terms of the speed of processing, in terms of the intel you collect before the credit card application the application is filed. It's just a lot better to apply at a branch. As a matter of fact, even the SBA, the Small Business Administration, encourages business owners to apply for business cards, for business lines of credit, for business loans at a branch. And you can actually logically deduct the fact that this advice can also be applied for individual credit cards and lines of credit and loans, right? In other words, there is a secret that actually that lies when you apply for credit at a branch. You're always able to talk to someone. You're always able to have a conversation to know exactly what you're getting yourself into before applying. Okay, so if you want to get a personal credit card with a high limit that pulls TransUnion, go to a branch, take your time, be on your Sunday, on Saturday, or be presentable, and ask to speak to a credit card rep. Ask all questions, and if you're satisfied with the answers, then apply at a branch. Just make sure that you bring your paperwork. Okay, don't just go there without. You got to bring your paperwork, your tax returns, your bank statements, your proof of income, and whatnot. Okay, and then just apply at the branch. So, the next thing I want you to do, and this is the final thing I want you to do right now, is that yes, you're trying to get a personal credit card that pulls TransUnion. Okay, you've done everything. You followed the steps that I just gave you. Okay, you've done everything. But sometimes things happen. Okay, maybe your ass is denied because your income is too low, or maybe because your TransUnion credit score is too low, or maybe you just don't fit in the credit card issuer's eligibility criteria. Those things happen. Okay, it's not about, hey, listen, yeah, they I don't know why they just deny my ass or whatever. They'll send you a letter. They'll send you a letter that explains everything. They'll tell you, hey, listen, we are sorry, we cannot approve you for a credit card at this time because blah 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 blah. So at least you have some kind of rationale that explains to you why you were denied in the first place. But I don't want you to really get hung up on failure. Don't actually dwell too long and too much on a denial. You know why? Because I do have a backup plan for you. What you want to do here is that you want to think about, you want to read the letter, you want to understand what they're telling you, and you want to have a backup. You want to have a plan, an action plan to fix whatever the letter identified as detriments in your credit score or report, for example. So, do you have a high DTI? Do you have a high CUR? Like, do you have a high credit utilization ratio? If yes, then maybe it's time to start working on reducing your CUR. Do you have a high DTI? Do you have a high debt to income ratio? Okay, maybe now it may be time to put something in action whereby you can reduce your debt to income ratio. In other words, you can pay off your debts. Is it because you have applied for credit like recently? If that's the case, then you want to wait a little bit, be patient, wait for 3 months, 6 months, maybe 9 months, depending on your situation. You want to wait a little bit before applying for credit. So the whole thing is, it's all about having a backup plan. It's not about being desperate. It's not about, being pissed or being pessimistic. It doesn't matter. Those emotions don't help you. What helps you is logic. What helps you is having an action plan. What helps you is having a formula for success. Okay, and that formula can help you come back on track. They will help you if you have, let's say, if you have any past due or delinquent accounts, pay them as soon pay them off as soon as possible. Okay. And I want you to reduce your frequency of applying for new credit. So those are a lot of things that will actually help you out. Okay. So this is it for today. I really appreciate your help, not your attention. So I was just talking to you quickly about personal credit cards that pulls a TransUnion, how to actually get one of them with a high limit no matter what. So check your credit scores, improve your credit score, try to pre-qualify for a TransUnion credit card, improve your chances of approval, be strategic, gather your paperwork, and have a backup plan. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.